Hey everybody, happy Saturday. How is everybody doing today? It is a special day. We are doing a migraine strategy call on the weekend. I'm just giving Facebook 2 seconds here to catch up so I can see comments and talk to everybody at the same time. Perfect. It looks like we are live. I love it. Get my headphones working and my volume down here. Sorry, tech takes just a minute in my world. Amazing. Looks like we are good to go. So I am Debbie Waidl. I am a functional health coach, migraine specialist, here to help you find your migraine freedom without having to use pills, quick fixes, or any of those risky surgeries that your doctors are talking to you about. We, as I said, are here on a special day. Gotta love it. Popping in my other headphone, already losing headphones here. Everybody, let me know in chat if at any point in time you cannot hear me, so that I make sure that we do the best in our video today. Anyway, we are joined today by two special guests joined us. All right, guys, hold on one quick second. We're gonna get to the headphones. So sorry, both of my headphones just absolutely died on me. You gotta love when technology does not sit in your favor on a Saturday. All right, Leanne, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me okay? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I am so sorry about that. I had them all charged and ready to go, but obviously that was not the case. Let's get into it. Let's restart that. So anyway, we are here on a Saturday with Leanne and her mom. Just a little background on Leanne so everyone gets a chance to know a little bit about her. She's a very wide family circle. Consists of her husband, her little girl is 6, her mom, her dad, sister, nephew. Those are the ones who are nearest and dearest, but so many wonderful family members. She works as a child health worker with a team of health visitors looking after families with children up to preschool age. And Leanne loves spending time with family and friends, going out for dinner, afternoon tea, which, Leanne, I'm still very jealous about that photo that you posted on your personal page. That looked like an absolutely wonderful afternoon for family tea. She loves her spa days and day trips away and spending time at the caravan by the beach. And these were all things that Leanne really struggled with doing for so long because of her migraines. But because of the big change in her migraines, she's seeing less frequency, severity, and taking so many less medications. And when she does have head pain now, it's really at a low level that she is even referring to it as a headache rather than a migraine. And it's something that she can really usually get rid of quite quickly. So Leanne and Mom, I'll let you decide how you'd like us to address you today. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Amazing.
And my mom was called Joan. So
I'm Joan.
Joan, perfect. I wanted to be respectful. I'm like, I didn't ask ahead of time. We wanted to go by Mrs. or Joan. So wonderful. So Leanne and Joan, thank you so much for joining today. So I know, after our conversation that we had over 4 months ago, that you have tried so many things to end your migraines. How many times do you think that you were like disappointed by the things that you tried and that you felt let down?
Probably too many times to count. I mean, we're talking like years, like over the years. You're trying all the medication over the counter prescribed. You're going privately to neurologists and paying privately for scans and for private treatment, and going to acupuncturists, reflexologists, all of that sort of thing. Nothing was working. So a lot of disappointment to sort of think, oh, I'll try this, or I'll try this, or I'll try this, and maybe this will work, and hoping that this will work. It didn't, or it was very short-lived. Yeah. And then the disappointment. I remember the very first time I tried a prescribed medication, and I thought to myself, oh wow, this is my new best friend. This is wonderful. The neurologist secretary rang me to see how I was getting on, and I said, oh, it's just amazing. This is my new best friend. Can't believe how I feel. And that lasted about 2 weeks.
And then 2 weeks
back to square one. So yeah, and then obviously the disappointment. So a lot of disappointment over the years.
Yeah, and that's so hard, isn't it? Because here you are in pain, and I remember this after 10 years of daily migraines, and somebody gives you something and says, I can help you. I can help you. And then you're like, oh, thank goodness, because this has been going on way too long. And then it is so short-lived, right? I had that, with Imitrex as well. It was like, it was Christmas. It was like, oh my God, this is like the miracle drug. I want to go like hug whoever created this. But then within a few months, it was like, oh, well, that was great.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
So that happened to you so many times. What made you keep trying? Why did you keep trying new things, trying different things if everything else had kept failing you?
Because I was just in so much pain and desperate and just not living my full life, constantly just felt really rubbish.
Mhm.
And sort of not sort of doing the things that I felt I should be able to do, and even have a young mom, and I just felt I would have tried anything. Okay, well that didn't work and that didn't work, but maybe this will, and it was maybe that just that wee hook of hope that you thought, well, maybe this will work, so why not give it a go? Because as I said, it was just at a stage where you were just so desperate you would have tried anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were definitely skeptical when we talked, which is 100% understandable, because of all of the things that we just said. And your mom, Joan, was very sweet to join you on the call, which we actually really encourage when we jump on a call with someone to have a loved one there, because I think it's important to always get two perspectives. You can both hear the information, you can both learn so that together, you can make your best decision. But you were skeptical about join. So tell me a little bit about that. And then what made you decide to join because of, because you were skeptical.
Yes, I was. And again, I suppose it was kind of like, well, is this just like another fad for getting rid of migraine? Up to this point, like nothing has worked, and I had just I'd had for this stage a couple of rounds of Botox, and I suppose that was the last route to go down with the neurologist. And I just thought, I was just skeptical. How is this going to work? And I suppose then a financial aspect as well. That was and it's hard to know when you sort of think, on Facebook, and you're just sort of not sure if it's like sort of like one of those fads, as I said. So that's what would have been skeptical. I would have been skeptical about, sort of like, again, I've already paid out a lot of money for treatments not to have worked. So am I going to have to pay out more money and for it not to work again? So I think that's where where I would have been a wee bit sort of, undecisive. And then after we come off the first coaching or the initial call that we had, the consultation, so his mum and me sat down and we had a chat about it, and mum sort of really encouraged me to go for it, and she said, just sort of felt, again, I feel this is real and genuine, and I think she says very kindly helped me out with regards to payment, and just
as you do forever and ever. When you have children.
I was just going to say, I would do anything for mine right now. If they walked in this room and said, I need 5,000 pounds because XYZ in my health, you're like, okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So mom did, she helped me to do the program, which was amazing. And that really also gave me the incentive to really to be motivated to do the program and to commit to it. And because I thought, my mom has paid this, it's a lot of money, and I want this to work. I want to give this my all and give this my best. So after months again, if this works for you, it will be worth it, because at the end of the day, your health is your wealth. If you have your health, really, you have everything. So after that chat, then obviously I got back in touch with you to say, yes, I'm going to go ahead and give this a go.
And I said, I'll pay for it because I'm not saving for nursing home. So you can have the money. The nursing home's not going to get it. So, yeah.
I think Leanne will be there to help you out to make sure that you're
definitely.
Yeah, plus you look like you're extremely healthy and doing well anyway on your own. So
yeah, we are at the minute. Yeah.
Was there something that you two heard in that conversation when you were chatting with me, or some feeling that you got that really gave you just that little bit of hope? Was there anything different that you thought, okay, what she said was a little bit different than what I've, heard in the past? Was there anything there that really kind of triggered you? to really give it a try?
Well, probably you telling us your history, and believing it.
Yeah.
We
And
thought, well,
yes, and questions that we asked you, that you answered very honestly. I mean, how successful, the program was for other women, and you were you're very honest about that, and sort of what was involved. I think I remember coming on then to be like, oh, I don't think I could come on, and like for me, like eat avocado so it come out of my ears, and he said, no, you'll not need to do that, and you were just very real, Debbie. You were very genuine, and any questions that we had about the program, you answered them sincerely, and as I say, just for feedback and stories that you were able to sort of say to us from feedback from other women and all. It sort of thought, well, this obviously must work, for so many women, and for so many women that have paid this money to do this program. It must be working.
Well, thank you.
and
I
you
do
had the
appreciate.
support during the program.
Yeah,
The support of the other
absolutely.
women.
Yes, that's the support too as well. Obviously, as you were saying, the coaching call and the support, Facebook support group, and having that so that you weren't on your own at any time, as well. So all of that was really encouraging. Sort of think, right, okay, well, I can do this, and I'm not on my own.
Yeah, and that's so important to us. That is like one of the key pieces to the Freedom from Migraine method, because support is necessary, to be able to help you take this, and it's not that the program is complicated, but I'm sure you can attest when you started, it's a lot, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of components, and it can feel overwhelming when you're trying to do that while you're in pain, while you're trying to work, while you're trying to raise a family, while you're trying to be an amazing daughter and a good friend and a good spouse. And you're like, how does this all fit in? So we really work hard to make sure that it's not just a program like a book that we hand you, but it really is more of pulling you into our family and making sure that we support you. So it really sounds like you felt that way in the program.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could do it at your own pace.
Mhm.
There's no pressure. And I know there was maybe a week or two where I didn't get much done, maybe because of circumstances at the time, or maybe because I wasn't feeling great. There was no pressure. I knew, okay, well, that was waiting for me. I would give myself, a wee bit of time here, and then get back on it next week. So that there was all really, really good as well, and I think helped. But there wasn't that pressure that, oh, I have to get this done. I have to get this done.
Yeah, we purposely build like 5 extra weeks into the program because life does happen. And especially, let's face it, in the world we're living in right now, every time I turn around, someone in the program has COVID.
Yes.
So
I
did.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to know that you don't feel that panic, like, oh my goodness, I'm missing 2 weeks of the program. Like if you were at university, when you were sick for 2 weeks, that would really put somebody behind if they missed university for 2 weeks. But when you're in this program, that time is built in. So it's like, okay, Leanne, I want you just to go take care of you for 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever it is. And then you're going to come back and we're here.
Yeah.
You had migraines for so many years. 1 week of you taking care of yourself to get better and then start the program again is not, it's a drop in the bucket, right?
Absolutely. Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
So there was skepticism, obviously, when we started, with obviously the 2 of you, I'm sure your husband as well. So how is everybody feeling now that you've finished the program, had results? Obviously you're not skeptical anymore, but how is that feeling of being happy that you did this?
I am really glad that I did. I really am. And I feel so much better within myself. I have so much more energy, not that sort of same fatigue, and definitely the sort of a less frequency, less severity, certainly not taking anywhere near as much medication as I was. I mean, I think I have mentioned, I was on medication daily and a lot. I had to keep a diary and log, so that I meant that I wasn't taking too much of something in too short a time. And it sort of scared me as to what sort of that effect that would be having on my health, otherwise. So, and that was another reason why I really wanted to do this, sort of stop the medication And as you had sort of mentioned, now if I do get pain, for me it is more like I've got a bit of a headache rather than a migraine. And you know, I used to always say, you know, every day you would have to say, like, my head's really bad, I gotta go to bed, my head's banging, my head's banging. I just, you know, and I would have been saying that on a daily basis. Or even people would have looked at me, girls and work would have said to me, is your head sore? And I would have said, yeah, and say, we can see it in your face, we can see it in your eyes. And then it was getting to the stage where, you know, mum was sort of saying to me, how's your head? I haven't really heard you, you know, talk about it. And I'd say, well, yeah, actually, you know, it's okay, it's not too bad. So I had gone from sort of constantly saying my head, sort of not really mentioning it, because it was, you know, I was doing pretty good. And just now the fact things that I can do, like, so for example, I couldn't wait to get to bed at night. As soon as I had my little girl in bed, I was going to bed. My husband was sitting downstairs on his own. And now I put her to bed, I come downstairs, I can like empty the dishwasher at 9 o'clock at night, whereas before it would have been, no, I have to do that, I can't do that. You know, me and my husband sit and talk, sit and watch a movie, watch a bit of TV, just do things like that, and sort of go to bed at a more normal time for an adult, as opposed to maybe like 8 o'clock at night. And then like last week we were off for half term, and you know, we had so much, me and my husband went away for an overnight to a spa. You know, I had a couple of play dates with my daughter. We went bowling and swimming, and we had something on every day. We had a really, really busy front half week. And even this morning we got up, I had to take my wee girl to an appointment, and then we went for breakfast together as a family, and then we took her to the park. So, and you know, able to do all of that without a headache. Whereas before I would have been loads of medication, and maybe before I went out, medication in my bag, and just sort of feeling rubbish and hanging and sort of just thinking, I can't wait to come, I can't wait to come to lie down. So that is, you know, that for me is the
I rarely take medication, but if I needed a couple of paracetamol, I would say, Leanne, would you have a couple of paracetamol? She'd say, you're asking me, and the kit would come out. The big kit.
Exactly.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
Trust me, I think I said it last week to somebody, you know, I love little cute purses, but I've never been able, you know, I never would be able to have them before, because you can't leave home with a cute little purse when you carry 15 drugs around, right? But now I can have cute little purses because I don't need to carry all that stuff. But
yeah.
So Joan, how does it feel as a mom to be able to sit here and listen to the difference?
Oh, it's made a huge difference. I can see it, you know, on a daily basis. I mean, I know she gets the odd headache and that, but compared to what it was like before, and you know, even coming here, sometimes I said to her, go on down to bed and, you know, lie down, and I kept Isla. She just was so unwell. But it makes such a difference to see her enjoying life and enjoying Isla, you know, because used to be Isla would say, Mummy's in bed, she's a sore head, and you know, she's able to do much more, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
To see that.
And it sounds like you are definitely filling your days, which I absolutely love. I love the fact that you can do all the things that you want to do. Like I mentioned just a little while ago, seeing your photo on Facebook of being at I think it was high tea you were at.
Mom and dad treated me and my sister.
That was gorgeous and beautiful.
Yeah, you know, and that would be one of the top sort of spa resorts in Northern Ireland. It would be my favorite place. And me and my sister have booked there to go at the end of the month for an overnight, just the two of us. So, you know, I've that sort of planned at the end of March. And just, you know, I've taken a couple of days off work at the end of March when Neil's at work and Isla's at school, and I have a wee bit of time on my own to do my own thing, like, you know, to go around, because we're getting the house decorated, so we go around and get sort of like different wee things for my house, so you know that you wouldn't get peace to do.
Initially, when you started the program, I mean, you were still having the awful headaches, and Leanne started a new job not too long ago, but the team were very, very supportive.
Yeah,
and that was good.
Yeah.
You know, if you weren't well, and then you could. Take it easy.
You know, they would have said to me, go home, you know, lie down.
Yeah. And when you're in a new job, you don't want to be doing that.
No.
But it didn't last too long.
No, it didn't. And I think actually the time that I had 2 weeks off work with my new job with migraine, but it was prior to starting the program because it was September time. It was the end of September.
Yeah.
I had to take 2 weeks off. My migraines were so bad, but that was prior to starting because it was the beginning of October that I started the program. But so I haven't had to take work off for migraine since starting the program.
I love it because that, let's face it, that's a real reality for so many of the women in this group. I talk to hundreds of women every month, and I would say at least half of them struggle with work, have gotten let go from work, or, are close to getting let go, being put on notice because they've called in sick so much or missed so much work, or they're just on disability and don't want to be on disability, but they are because they're just unable to be able to work. So knowing that you're at a point now where you can do it all, because you really are doing it all. You are doing it all. You can fill your days with things that you love and enjoy, and you don't have to worry about these migraines getting in the way anymore. So if anyone's watching and they feel the same way, let me know. Have you gone through this where your migraines have been so bad that you haven't been able to do the things that you love to do? You haven't been able to go to high teas and spa days and make plans, at the end of March to be able to do something with family. That is something I also hear a ton, that women don't make plans because it's really like that last minute decision of, do I feel well enough? Do I feel well enough today to go do something? So let me know. We have Amber watching. We have Lisa watching. Lisa, welcome back. We have Karen watching and Tonya watching. So thank you, ladies, for being here this morning. If you have any questions for Leanne or her mom, please put them in comments below so that we can go ahead and answer those. So ladies, let's do a little sum up. I want to give you each a chance to share what you would like to share with the women who are watching, the women in this group. So what would each of you say to that woman who was like you, Leanne, 6 months ago, in pain, tried everything, 100% skeptical, which I am saying right now is 100% understandable and normal? What would you say to that person today about your experience and how you can help them?
I have had an amazing experience doing the FFMM program, and I really have, more than I thought I would. I got so much from it. Again, more than I thought I would. It has worked beyond what I thought it would. I feel like I have got my life back, that I am sort of normal. That one of those people, I used to stand at the school gates and look at, some of the mums, and they looked so fresh and full of energy. And I was standing there with a migraine, and I'm thinking, gosh, do you ever feel like this? Do you ever feel the way I feel? So, and I hated sort of that feeling like that, and thinking, am I the only mum that feels like this? And that would have been really hard, that I just felt I was always, and I can even remember at a very young age, my little girl, she was 18 months old, and I have a wee sort of like forehead stick that I would put on, and just sort of rub it on, like a cooling effect. And I remember one day I was like lying in bed, and she came in, and I remember she got the stick, and she left it, and it was closed, but she rubbed it on her head, and then she gave it to me. Aww. And I thought, even so, at 18 months, the impact that was having on her at 18 months, that she knew, and she knew what that was for, that really resonated with me. So again, just doing the program, the fact that I have got my life back, and I haven't got, I very rarely get like what I would call like a full-on migraine that I can't manage. And sometimes when I'm out and about and I do feel a bit of what I would call a headache now coming on, it's about being aware, because there was things obviously in the program like tweaking my diet for one. Mm-hmm. So it was about thinking, okay, I'm looking beside me, and there's my liter water bottle that hasn't been touched today, sitting beside me in the car, because I'd be out in the car a lot, Leanne, what have you eaten today, or have you missed? And so being aware of that, or just being aware of like stressors, so what I can control, what I can't control, and different things like that. So just going through those modules, and there was a lot in it that sort of wouldn't have thought, stuff that I sort of thought was sort of actually quite simple techniques and strategies to build into your everyday life that you would never ever have thought, oh gosh, my goodness, this sounds really strange. I would never have thought of that. And oh my goodness, so simple and worked. Some of it like really was just a game changer for me, is what I could say. An absolute game changer, just having that information and that awareness. And yeah, it's just, it's been amazing. So I would just say don't hold back, get in touch with Debbie and, get your life back, get your migraine under control and get your life back and, enjoy life, because life is short and it's what we're meant to enjoy life and not live in pain.
Exactly. Exactly.
And health is your wealth, health is your wealth. So with regards to the money, your health is your wealth. And, when I think of the thousands and thousands that I spent previous that didn't work, and then, this here, which then I suppose was a drop in the ocean compared to what I had spent previously,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that is so important, that your health is your wealth, and I think way too many women in this group normalize their pain. Like when I hear, oh, I only get 2 migraines a month, or I only get 4 migraines a month. It's not only, you get 4 migraines a month. If you're saying you get 4 migraines a month, those are 4 days a month that you're losing. Multiply that by 12. That's over a month of your year that somebody's getting migraines. So,
and I would have been daily. I mean, I would have had, whether it was migraine or a severe headache of some sort on a daily basis,
Yeah.
going to bed at night with a really bad headache or a migraine, waking in the middle of the night or getting up early again with a migraine headache daily. So
and
for me, and the nausea and the fatigue and no energy. So daily, on a daily basis.
Yeah, I was right there with you. 10 long years of that. That was not fun.
No,
not fun.
No.
This has been from you about 16.
Probably in and around from about 16, and I'm now 47. So a long time.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that isn't the case for you anymore. I'm so glad. Joan, anything you would like to share with the group? Anything that you would like, any parting words you'd like to leave them with?
Well, I would just say about being skeptical. I suppose over here in Northern Ireland, we think, oh, maybe this is just an American thing, and it's on Facebook, we better be careful. So, but I just decided, Leanne was having such an awful time. I just said, right, look, this is our last resort. We do this and that's it, no more. And I know it's not easy in this economic climate to gather the money together, but look, if you're in such desperation, if you can get the money together and do it, it'll just make such a difference to your life. And we're just so pleased to see Leanne so well, and I'm sure you see a difference in her from you saw her at the beginning.
100%. I wish I could take a photo of each person I talked to on the first call and then take a photo because there's such a difference in just the smile and the brightness in your eyes and the way that you talk and carry yourself. I can tell that you're not masking pain, because that's really what all of you try to do in the first call, is you try to hide the fact that you feel so terrible. And it doesn't come through very well.
No, I know it's hard. You can't mask pain. You really can't.
No, you can't.
But I would encourage anybody who is like Leanne to give it a go. And
amazing. Well, I can't thank you both enough for being here and for sharing. And obviously anyone that's watching that is feeling this way, we would love to hop on a call with you. And we'll be honest, not everyone is a right fit for the program. And if we can't help you, we're going to tell you that. We will be 100% honest, because we do not want to be that person that is one more thing that makes you skeptical. There's one more reason that you say, forget it. There's nothing out there that can help me. Because there are women that we know we can't support for whatever the reason may be, but we will do our best for each and every woman to make sure that they get where they need to be, whether that is us supporting you or us giving you, what you need to be able to find it in a different way. Because everyone's on a different journey. Everyone's in a different place in their life. Everyone has different health past. And some people's health past is quite extensive. And
Yeah.
sometimes that requires, you know, something a little bit more extensive, you know, with more specialty doctors. So we will 100% be honest and make sure that we get you the support
And
that you
Leanne would have been one of those ones who has to have underlying health issues, but even at that, it has helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things like autoimmunity, joint pain, allergies, gut health issues, all of those things can improve when you work on your overall health and well-being.
Yeah.
So, you know, we love to be able to see the results of that in the program. A lot of times women, when I ask them how they're feeling, they don't always tell me first about their migraines. They tell me first that they have so much energy. They're not having the brain fog anymore. They're not anxious anymore. And then they're like, oh yeah, and by the way, I'm not having migraines anymore.
Yeah.
So it just shows
For me, the gut health. For me, the gut health as well,
Yeah.
because I would have been drinking Gaviscon by the bucket load for heartburn, and obviously the medication I was taking was obviously making that worse. And I thought I was
Yeah.
going to end up with a bleed or something.
Yeah.
So you know, I noticed a big difference even in the heartburn and the sort of gut health issues too. Definitely a big difference.
Absolutely, because it's all about your overall health, right? You know, when we are working on reducing migraines, we're working on reducing inflammation. And by reducing that chronic inflammation, we are in essence creating this body the way it's supposed to be, the way it was meant to be. We're bringing it back to health again, which can just take all of those symptoms away. So for anyone who hasn't taken the migraine sensitivity scorecard, let me know in the comments below. This is where we talk about all that, where we can explain that. And also the migraine threshold video that explains a lot of what the three of us have been talking about today. Allison, Sandy, thank you for jumping on. You've got quite the fans. You've got a bunch of fans over there on Facebook listening to you ladies. So
Thank you. Thank you.
again, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you spending time on your Saturday afternoon.
Oh,
Not at all. No,
we just
thank you.
It's an easy Saturday. We just watched my husband and I just watched the rugby, and that's it.
Nice, nice. Well, ladies, thank you again. Thank you everyone that is watching over in the Women's Migraine Freedom Group for joining us today. If you're watching on the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay. Let us know what resonates. If you have any questions for Leanne or myself, please leave them in comments. And here's to your migraine-free day, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you in the
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.